Hey everybody, welcome to Fit Tip Tuesday. Today I'm circling back to one of my favorite topics to talk about, and that's pants fitting. And specifically, I want to talk about some of the posts on social media and other things I've been hearing lately about scooping the crotch curve. I'm in the camp of if something works for you, it's a good way to do it. And I really don't like to ever say, never do this. And in fact, I have one rule that I say in sewing to never do, and I'll just tell you what that is. Never clip your notches with your scissors into your garment, because if you clip past the seam allowance, you've now made a hole in your garment. So that's really the only thing I can think of in the world of sewing where I would say never do this. So I'm a little surprised at the number of social media posts and things I've seen lately about scooping the crotch curve. Some pants fitting teachers have actually gone so far as to say if you have to change the shape of your crotch curve, you might as well just give it up right there. And I just want to address this because I feel like scooping has gotten, or the term scooping has gotten a bad reputation because I think it became a catch-all for people to use as a technique to fit pants, whether you needed to scoop or not. So today what I want to do is show you how scooping or changing the crotch curve is actually an essential technique to fit your pants pattern depending on the shape of your pants pattern versus the shape of your body. So I'm going to use the example of having a low butt to illustrate this. So the first thing I want to do is show you what a low butt pattern adjustment looks like. And I'm going to take this little pants back leg and I'm going to draw some guidelines on it for a low butt adjustment. The first thing I need to do here is create my seam allowances. So I'm just going to dash in seam allowances. And I'm just going to put them in the area that I need for the adjustment. So those are my seam allowances. Then I'm going to draw a couple guidelines here. So the first guideline I'm going to draw is right at the tip of the crotch. I'm going to come out and then I'm going to draw a vertical guideline like this. Now the reason why I had to draw my seam allowances is because I'm going to have to pivot at the seam allowance. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to cut out this area here and I'm going to slash through the straight part of the crotch and I'm going to slash to the seam allowance and create a pivot through the tip of the crotch at the end of the pattern here. I'm also going to create another control point through the base of the crotch here. So this is all pivoted, you can see right here. And I'm just going to also go here and create a pivot there. So basically, to create a shape for a low butt, meaning the back of your curve or the back of your butt curves significantly lower than the front, the pattern needs to dip down to accommodate that, because if your butt is lower, then you end up with fabric trapped right under the curve, like right where my horizontal guideline is. The only way you can get rid of that is by getting rid of it below crotch level. You can see if I pull up the waist, I can pull all this fabric up, but the fabric in the crotch wedge gets trapped under the crotch seam because of the intersection of the inseam and crotch. So a low butt adjustment basically removes the fabric right here. And I'm just going to show you how to do that. You pivot down this little wedge right here. So ignore this bigger part here, but you wedge this down. And I'm just going to move it. Oops. You just push this down like that. And then you use the second vertical to straighten out this part. Okay, so basically now I've created a low butt adjustment. And I'm just going to put some tape here. Okay. And I'm going to draw for you the overlap. So right here, this is all overlapped. So I got rid of all of this fabric right in here, okay, underneath the crotch curve. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this out. And I just want to show you all of that work we just did to do this low butt adjustment. Where is it realized in the shape of the pattern? So let me just cut this out because I'm going to lay it on the unadjusted copy of the back leg. Okay, so here is my original back leg before the adjustment. I'm just going to line it up. And what do we see here? We see that the effect of doing that was to scoop the crotch curve. So let me just trace the shape difference here. All right, so that was the change in the pattern from doing all of this slicing and dicing for a low butt adjustment, created a scoop in the back crotch curve. So this is just an example of why it really is necessary to scoop the back crotch for some body types and, you know, the curve that they're trying to fit onto their body. Now, if you're working with a pattern that has a crotch curve that's designed for a low butt, then this adjustment probably would not be necessary. And that's, in fact, why I've created pants patterns with a variety of crotch curves based on where your fullest part of your butt is. So for a low butt, I've already created curves with this shape. So I just wanted to show an example of something that creates a scoop in the curve, even if you're not actually scooping it. But then to go one step farther, what's easier? Doing all of this, or simply scooping the curve to get rid of the fabric trapped underneath the seam, right? It's easier just to scoop it. So if the net result is the same, why go through all the work of doing a low butt adjustment when you can just scoop the back crotch curve? So this is just one example of why scooping is a necessary adjustment in your toolbox for pants fitting. There are other reasons to scoop or change the shape of the crotch curve. And next week, what I'm going to be doing is reviewing the top down, center out, or center out, top down method of pants fitting. I've tested this method on my daughter using a commercial pattern. So I just want to share with you the results of that, and I'll be doing that next week. And then I'll be talking more about changing the shape of the crotch curve in that video. And actually this may become a little bit of a mini series for pants fitting and getting a good fit and how scooping can help you do that. Plus, I will also share with you in upcoming tutorials when scooping is actually not appropriate and when it actually does more harm than good. So these are my upcoming topics for my Fit Tip Tuesday videos. So if you're into pants fitting, make sure you subscribe to my channel and click that little bell so you get notified when the next episode is uploaded. All right, so if you have any questions or comments about this topic, please post them below because I would love to incorporate them in upcoming videos, tutorials on this topic. So thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day, and I will see you on Friday for FabFit Friday when we do measurements for a sleeve and also draft the back bodice in our basic bodice draft along. So I will see you on Friday, and have a lovely rest of your week till then.